What is creative leadership? What are the qualities of a creative leader? Why is creative leadership important? How do you become a creative leader? All of these wonderful questions we'll tackle in this video. Let's dive in. If you're new here, I'm Hedi. I'm helping creative leaders like you of the 21st century thrive with tools and strategies I've used over a decade in hundreds of companies. Subscribe if that is of benefit to you and hit the bell so you never ever miss another episode. First things first, what is creative leadership? Creative leadership is of course, leadership style that promotes and supports conditions of creativity. Honestly, that's what I copy-pasted from a normal dictionary. Yawn. Why did I do that? In this sentence alone are quite some buzzwords where everyone's probably like, sure, I've heard about leadership, I've heard about creativity, but because these definitions are out there, I think it's super important that we clarify these buzzwords to begin with. Because to my belief, it's oftentimes totally misunderstood and totally misleading, making things overly complicated when actually they're not. So first, what do I mean by leadership? Leadership is equivalent to creating an environment for people, for innovation, for growth and opportunity. Leadership is not managing people. It's not about organizing nor controlling what a lot of people think. Honestly, the ones that I feel are most worthy of being called leaders are always the ones who trust their people and give them responsibilities. They are the ones who give out credit when things go well and take the blame when things go wrong. It's never about their ego, but it's always about their people. Now that can be a lot of people. That can be a business owner, a team lead, but it can also be a school teacher or a mom. I believe they're all leaders because they're all in charge of other human beings. Now, what about the term creative? Woo! What a word. Some believe creativity is bound to being artistically strong, drawing well, if not perfect, or playing the piano just like Mozart could. Which ultimately leads to statements in my training sessions like, Hedi, I'm not creative because I cannot draw. But I really don't think it's only the perfect superstar artists that we are safe to call creative. That is an old belief, but not serving us in our current world at all. So I believe it's much better if we look at the origin of the word creativity. Create. Creativity is the ability to create something new, to develop some kind of idea, solve some kind of problem that brings you, your team, and the system forward. Much better, eh? Which brings me to the second question. What are the qualities of a creative leader? Well, to me, creative leaders are not waiting for things to happen. They make things happen. Again, they create, remember? They are explorative, very important. Not necessarily with a set plan, because remember smart Muhammad Ali's quote, you have a plan until you get punched in the face. And creative leaders know that we're living in an agile world, and in order to move forward, you need to make brave choices and try things out. That's the only way forward. You see whether your path works or not and make adjustments accordingly, or even admit, hey, we failed. Then you start fresh with tons of learnings in your backpack. It's, by the way, also called failing smart. Creative leaders are embracing change as chances while anticipating the unexpected. They are collaborative because that makes them smarter. Many smart hats on a challenge is better than one smart hat. As a creative leader, you have a vision and you serve a bigger need, a purpose. For example, your customers' needs, your children's needs, far away from your ego. You as a creative leader enable an environment where people can thrive and live their full potential. Just one last note to that. I think the biggest bias is that people often think that creative leaders are all over the place. Creative people are all over the place. That creativity is some kind of synonym for being unorganized, but it's not. It's really not. Creative leaders who turn products like the iPhone or services like Uber into reality, they need to be super focused. They need to be ambitious and super disciplined. They have creative structures and processes in place like design thinking. By the way, check this out if that's of benefit to you. In other words, they know when it's time to gather information and new insights. They know when they're stuck and don't have a clue, and then take a decision and move forward. Third question, why is creative leadership important? Well, Let me just recap on what the World Economic Forum sees as the top skills of 2025. They are reasoning, problem solving, and ideation, which we talked about. Also complex problem solving, also talked about that. By the way, I've got a free problem solving guide for you. I'll post the link in the description box below. It might be helpful at this point as well. Then the World Economic Forum also says creativity, originality, and initiative. Sounds familiar? They say resilience. To my point of view, you become pretty resilient when you play out the traits of a creative leader, like vision creation, collaboration, and on top of that, a little self-care. Then they say leadership and social influence, analytical thinking, and innovation. All of them, literally all of them, are traits of a creative leader. And although it says super skills of 2025, I think 2021 is a perfect year to strengthen their creative leadership muscle by, and here we come to our last question on how do you become a creative leader? By training and then practicing. Seriously, that's all there is to it. There are tons of free resources out there. Get inspiration by watching and using free stuff like this and using the guidebook down below. Get your team on board and do things differently. Find sparings partner in your city or online communities. A creative leader is a doer, an experimenter. You make sure to get the knowledge you need and move forward. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'm here to serve you. I hope this video serves you well for starters. And hop on over to my channel for multiple tools. And then rock on. Bye bye. See you very, very soon here on this channel.